Today we're going to share about the INFP, also known as the mediator. We'll analyze this personality type through the lens of Jungian 8 function theory, the influence of the family of origin, and its strengths and weaknesses to give you a clear understanding of this personality. Let's start with the Jungian 8 function analysis of the INFP. First, we have phi, introverted feeling. Phi is the core function of INFPs. It represents an inner value system that is highly personal and sensitive. INFPs use phi to evaluate the world based on their own moral and emotional standards. For example, when an INFP sees a news story about animal abuse, they don't just feel sad on a surface level. They are deeply affected because it goes against their inner values of kindness and compassion. They might be driven to take action, like donating to an animal rescue organization or spreading awareness about the issue. Next is NE, extraverted intuition. INFPs have a rich and imaginative mind thanks to NE. It allows them to see multiple possibilities and connections in the world around them. For instance, when an INFP is writing a story, they can come up with all sorts of unique plot twists and characters. They can envision different futures for the story, from a happy ever after ending to a more bittersweet and thought-provoking one. NE also makes them great at brainstorming ideas in group settings, as they can quickly come up with out-of-the-box solutions. C. Introverted sensing plays a role in INFPs' lives as well. It helps them recall past experiences and use them as a reference for the present. An INFP might remember a time when they were in a similar difficult situation and draw on the lessons they learned then. For example, if they once had a bad experience in a group project where there was a lack of communication, they'll be more proactive in ensuring clear communication in future projects. Finally, TE, extraverted thinking, is the least developed function for INFPs. TE is about organizing the external world, making logical plans, and achieving goals in a practical way. INFPs often struggle with TE. For example, when it comes to creating a detailed budget or a strict work schedule, they might find it challenging. They might be more focused on the emotional and creative aspects of a task rather than the practical steps needed to complete it. Now, let's look at how the family of origin might contribute to the formation of the INFP personality. Imagine a child growing up in a family where emotions are highly valued. The parents are very empathetic and encourage the child to express their feelings. They have long conversations about right and wrong, and the child is taught to be kind and understanding towards others. This child, growing up in such an environment, develops a strong phi function. They internalize these values and use them as a compass in life. However, the family might also be a bit chaotic in terms of practical matters. There isn't a strict routine or a well-organized system at home. The child doesn't get much exposure to practical problem solving and logical planning, which leads to the underdevelopment of the T function. On the other hand, the child is encouraged to daydream and be creative. They have free access to art supplies and books, and are often asked to come up with their own stories and ideas. This nurtures their knee function, allowing their imagination to run wild. And as they grow up, they use their past experiences in this family environment as a source of comfort and reference, which strengthens their C function. Based on the above analysis, we can summarize the strengths and weaknesses of the INFP personality. One of the biggest strengths of INFPs is their deep empathy. They can really put themselves in other people's shoes and understand their feelings. This makes them great friends and counselors. They are always there to listen and offer support when someone is going through a tough time. Secondly, INFPs are incredibly creative. Their knee function allows them to come up with unique ideas and perspectives. Whether it's in art, writing, or any other creative field, they can bring something fresh and new to the table. They have a way of seeing the world in a different light, which often leads to innovative solutions. Another strength is their strong moral compass. Their 5 function guides them to do what they believe is right. They are not easily swayed by popular opinion if it goes against their values. They stand up for what they think is just, even if it means going against the crowd. However, INFPs also have a significant weakness. Due to their underdeveloped T function, they often struggle with practical matters. They might have difficulty in managing their time effectively, meeting deadlines, or dealing with administrative tasks. To improve this, INFPs can start by setting small, achievable goals. For example, they can create a simple to-do list every day and gradually add more structure to their lives. They can also seek help from friends or colleagues who are strong in T functions, learning from their organizational skills. In conclusion, the INFP is like a gentle dreamer walking through a world of harsh realities with a heart full of compassion and a mind full of imagination. They bring light to the darkest corners of the human experience with their empathy and creativity, and stand firm on the ground of their moral values. Even though they might stumble on the path of practicality, they continue to inspire others with their unique perspective. Today, we've delved deep into the INFP personality, and I hope this analysis has given you a better understanding of this wonderful and complex type.